Hi, everyone. It's Kelly from the Hub here today with Brittany Mellinger from Tabor LHOP. She is going to be teaching us all about the new eviction prevention program. Hello there, Brittany. How are you?
Hi, Kelly. I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm doing really well. So we used to have a program that helped out with people who needed some help with rent and all that kind of stuff. And now we have a new program because the old program ended in December of 2020, and this new program started. So how does it work? How does it work? Who can qualify for it? And is there money to cover everybody? I guess those are probably the biggest questions that everybody has out there.
Sure, I'd be happy to give you some specifics on it. So it's called the Emergency Rental Assistance Program. We call it ERAP for short because we love acronyms in the housing world. And this is a federally funded program with funds from the federal government through the stimulus bill that was passed right around the new year. So Lancaster County has a substantial amount of money, both directly from the federal government as well as some funds that we got through the state. So it's a total of around 34 million. So we do have a lot of funds to be able to help folks with their rent and utility bills. Now, this funding is designed to respond to the pandemic. So in order to qualify for this, you do need to have some impact due to COVID. So that could be you lost your job. It could be you lost hours. It could be you had childcare disruptions, a medical issue that's related to COVID, things like that have made your housing unstable because you haven't been able to pay your rent or utilities. You also need to be below a certain income threshold. So that's 80% of the area median income for Lancaster County. That figure varies on the household size. Yeah. So the easiest way to find that out is to go to lancasterhelp.rent, and you'll see a chart there. You'll want to look for the 80%. I think it starts around $44,000 for a household of one and goes up from there because they recognize that households of different sizes will need a different amount of income to be financially sustainable.
So that's the place that you can go to check that number to see if you qualify based on how much you earn.
Absolutely. Okay. It's actually the central repository for all of the information about this program. So I really encourage you to check it out.
Excellent.
That's where you can apply. That's where there's a hotline number where you can call to ask questions about the program. You can access the forms, understand eligibility, the process. It's got everything. Forums, upcoming events that you can learn more about this program. It's all on that website. So that's lancasterhelp.rent. Not .com, lancasterhelp.rent.
Perfect. And I'll make sure that gets added into the commentary here for this interview. So people who have been affected by COVID can apply.
Yep.
And it covers just rent, right?
Rent and utilities. So if you have past due rent, past due utilities, late fees associated with either one, as long as the charges don't date back prior to the start of the pandemic, which they're dating back to March 12th, 2020, that can qualify you. So you can get up to 12 months of rental arrears covered, 12 months of utility arrears covered, and potentially additional months going forward if you're still in financial need.
So we have some people here that I've talked to who they paid their rent, but they're behind in just their utilities. Can they qualify as well if they're just with utilities?
Absolutely. And the utilities that are covered are gas and electric, as well as water, sewer, and trash.
Okay.
So I do want to be clear that telecommunications is not covered. So you couldn't get coverage for your internet bill or your cable bill, things like that. But your water bill, absolutely. Your heating bill, your electric, all of those things, since we do know that those are important to your housing stability. You know, if you don't have water coming to your home, it's going to be condemned and you're going to have to leave.
Right.
So we want to make sure that you're able to get caught up on your utility bills as well.
Okay. So who should go onto this website to do it? Is this designed for like a tenants, or is this designed for landlords?
So the tenant should get the process started. So once you go to the website, you'll see a black button that says online application. That's going to be your first step. So think about this as step one. So you fill out basically an online form. It'll ask for your name, other members of your household, what your income is, your demographics, and some other questions to get a better sense of your housing stability and situation. Because this isn't a first come, first served program. They will be prioritizing folks at greater need. So
Good.
they're going to be prioritizing folks that have active eviction notices through the courts. They'll be prioritizing folks below a certain income threshold and those who have lost their employment, since those are folks that are likely going to be at greater need of assistance sooner.
Okay, perfect. All right. So then that's step one. So
Yep.
what's step two?
So once you finish step one, you want to look at the forms on the application on the website. So there'll be additional documentation that you can submit 3 days after you do your initial application. So you submit your form, it'll give you a receipt saying, yes, you've got it, you're good to go. And then later you'll get an additional notification when you can submit your other documentation. So I want to be clear here. When you submit your initial online application, that's not the end of the process for you. You need to go on to step two and upload your documentation. So that'll include a copy of your lease. That'll include your income verification. So that could be W-2s from your job. That could be your 1040 from your 2020 taxes. That could be bank statements, unemployment documentation, even a certification. If you don't have any of those other formal documents, you might be getting paid under the table, doing gig work, things like that. You have other ways that you can provide that documentation.
So you mentioned that there's a receipt. I have a couple of clients who have started this already, and I've been encouraging them to take that receipt and either, take a picture of it or get a paper copy of it or whatever, and somehow give that receipt to their landlord so that their landlord knows that they're in the middle of that process. Is that a good idea?
Absolutely. That's a great idea. It's always good to keep your landlord in the loop, especially around issues of rent. They likely have been reaching out to you about your rental arrears. So keep them in the loop. Let them know, hey, these are the steps I'm taking. This is the process. I completed step one. Step two is going to be happening soon. So you're going to get reached out to by a program representative. But I just wanted to let you know I've gotten it started. I'm taking these steps. I want to make sure that you get your rent, and here's what I'm doing. That's a great step to take.
Excellent. So you've done step one with the form, you get the receipt, you give it to your landlord. Step two is you upload documents. Okay, hold on one second. What if you don't have a scanner or frankly a computer that you can upload your documents? How do you do that?
Great question. You can go on to the website, lancasterhelp.rent, and you'll see a whole list of community sites there that you can go and use a computer to take care of this.
Like us.
Absolutely.
We have a whole lab dedicated for this process. I was asking Brittany the question. I knew the answer already. We have a whole lab dedicated to this process, 4 computers that are socially distant that we clean in between everybody. We have a scanner. It's staffed by me. So you can always give us a call or send us an email or do whatever you'd like to do. If you've got relatives or friends or neighbors or whatever, and you don't necessarily live in the Ephrata Cocalico area, but you live in other parts of the county, absolutely check out that list, because there are places all over the place that you can go if you don't have a computer. So don't feel like that's gonna prevent you from getting involved in this program, because truly all of us are here to help you get through this. We know that this has been stressful, so we are absolutely here to be able to help you do that. All right, so that's step 2. You get all of your documents uploaded.
Yeah, there are a couple more documents that I just wanted to highlight real quick.
Thank you.
You also will need to be able to provide a statement of your rental and utility arrears. So the program needs to know how much you owe and what it's for and who it goes to, so they can verify that with either your housing provider or with your utility companies. So that way they can get that paid out. So I just wanted to mention that. You're also going to need to fill out a duplication of services certification, which sounds a little clunky. It just means that you need to confirm that you haven't already gotten assistance for the exact same charges that you're applying for more assistance. They want to make sure that no one's committing fraud by getting rental assistance from 3 different places for the month of December.
Right.
That's all that is.
So when you have to supply a document to show your utility arrears, that could just be the last bill that you got, because that would show on there how much you owe in total, and that you haven't, whether you haven't paid or you haven't paid the full amount or whatever. So you could show that. How do you show that your rent is back? Because most people don't really get a bill for that. You just sort of turn your rent in. So how do you show that?
If you're working with a property management company, you might have an online portal that you could log into and basically print out your ledger. Some of them have fancy systems that they can go ahead and do that automatically. If not, just reach out to your landlord. Let them know what you're doing, that you're trying to get them paid, and I'm sure they'll be able to come up with a ledger. And I do want to make sure that that both landlords and tenants know that late fees are covered. So this can go to all of your fees for rent. Not just your rent. In previous programs, it's just been the rent, and sometimes it's been capped to $750 a month, but that's not what this program is. You can get up to the full amount of rent that you owe per the terms of your lease.
Excellent, excellent, good. All right, so is that did we cover all the parts for step 2?
Just one other thing, you will also have to sign a release of information, just letting your landlord or your utility company or perhaps another partner within the program know about your financial situation. So you'll have to upload that as well. And that should be all the forms and documentation that you need. But you can see the full list on the website, and go ahead and upload that either from your own personal computer or go to a site like Kelly's at the library, and they can help you out.
Yeah, I've actually been printing up some of those and handing them to people so that they have a paper copy. As much as I would not like to print things, sometimes having a paper copy in your hand means you can take that and you can open your file drawer and say lease, check, bill, check, and you can pull those things out or rummage through your folders or however your organizational system is at your house. So yeah, just let people know if you don't have a way to see that list in front of you, and we can certainly make that a little easier. All right, so we got that part. And then step 3 is?
Step 3 is program representatives, program staff are going to be looking through all of your documentation, and they will reach out to you if they need anything extra, if they have any questions, saying, well, these 2 things don't add up. Can you clarify? So they'll reach out to you if they need any additional information from you. After they do that, they're going to reach out to your landlord or your utility companies, or both if you've got both arrears, to confirm that on their end, get any payment information that they need from those companies or those individuals, to be able to get you paid out.
Perfect.
And after that, they can pay your landlord or your utility company directly.
Perfect.
So this money is going to go directly to your housing provider or directly to your utility provider, unless the program is unable to reach them. Sometimes landlords don't return phone calls. It's just how it goes.
Yep.
There might be maybe your housing provider doesn't quite fully understand the program, or might think it's got some of the limitations from the previous program. So if you do know that they've reached out to your landlord and they're not interested in applying, it might be worthwhile to reach out to let them know, hey, here's what this program can cover. This is how this program can benefit you, to try to advocate for their participation.
I know that a lot of the community hubs like ours has also been reaching out to landlords as best as we can to talk to them about that. Because, you know, having a voice that they know from their community on the other end of the line can be helpful when they are leery about another program, because this is a very frustrating time for landlords as well. So if you are a tenant and you want a friendly voice to reach out to your landlord as well, feel free. We all of us around the county are certainly willing to help out and to, you know, explain those kinds of things to your landlord, to just to make that a little easier. So this sounds like it's really going to be wonderful. Please encourage people that you know, people that you work with, people that you Zoom with, people that you are friends with, that if they're in this situation and it's COVID related, to please reach out to anybody who's on that list that you can see, or to us over here in the northern part of the county. Brittany, any last words that you want to say to everybody about this whole program and how it's sort of rolling out?
Sure, just a couple other things. If you have additional information or questions that you have about this program, and maybe you've got limited online access, I do want to give you the number to a helpline where you can call and ask questions.
Perfect.
They'll be able to provide eligibility information, process information, community site information. What they won't be able to do is check your own status. So I do want to let you know that.
Great.
And that number is 717-590-3101. And that number is also on the website.
Great.
You can also call 211 if that's easier to get connected to a community site, but they might not be able to provide as much detailed program information. But they're also an excellent resource when you're looking to get connected to resources.
Right.
Let's see, there was just another thing that I wanted to say, and it has slipped my mind.
We have all
check out the website. If you want to check your status, that's what it is. If you want to check your status, you can go to the website and click applicant access. And once you've got that profile set up, you can check your status to see where you are in the process. So you can see, you know, hey, do I have everything submitted? Are they reviewing it? Is the payment pending? And there's actually a spot on the website for your landlord to check that as well.
Wonderful.
So once you get deemed eligible for that for the program, then they're going to be given a PIN and account information as well, so they can go ahead and check that. So they don't need to be calling everyone. They can just go online, check it, and be kept in the loop with this process. Because there are a lot of folks that are applying for it. There are a lot of community members that are in need right now, and we want to make sure that this program is available to everyone, but that does mean it might take a little while to get everyone processed. So please be patient. You can check your account online. You can reach out to Kelly and other friendly faces at your local social service hubs, and they can help you out. But please understand that it's all a process and it will take a little bit of time. So I encourage you, if you don't have a CDC eviction moratorium declaration signed, that could be a helpful thing to have as well, particularly if you're in the court process with an eviction. So I'm sure Kelly can put a link to that in the notes from this video, but that offers you some protection from a lockout, at least until the end of this month. So if you're concerned about a lockout that's happening in the next couple of days, I encourage you to check that out. I think we talk about it in more detail in another video that we recorded a couple of months ago. So please check that out, and you can give my office a call if you have any questions. That's 717-291-9945.
Excellent. As always, Brittany, you are the one that we look to for help with all of this kind of housing stuff. So thank you very much for all of your expertise and your sincere dedication to making this work. This has been really helpful. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thanks, Kelly.
Absolutely. See you, everybody.
Bye.